Hello world, back to 80s Music Twin Ranked with Michael Bolton.
Yeah. The group Blackjack. You remember them, right?
You know what? And that was a hard rock band.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that band was successful, what trajectory Michael Bolton would have taken?
Right, yeah.
That would have been weird. But instead, he became the male version of Celine Dion.
Sort of, yeah. That works.
All right, so he's Jewish, right? He babysat.
Paula Abdul. Did we mention that in the Paula Abdul?
No, because it didn't. When you do the history, it
Okay.
doesn't tell you
Yeah,
until you
okay.
get to his. But I mean, they were both Jew. She's Jewish, right? So they're both Jewish. Apparently, he lived in her neighborhood, and he's got about a 9-year advantage on her. So she would have been like 2, and he was 11, and there you go. I
don't know when
assuming
she got-
ages.
We don't know when she got babysat by.
Right. Because back then, you did allow kids who were like early teens to babysit people.
Yeah.
Would you trust those kids nowadays?
No. So Blackjack, the band before he went solo, opened for Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
And
He
well, no
denies.
ways.
He denies what you're gonna say.
Okay, so there was a rumor that he auditioned for Black Sabbath. In 1983. His career took off in what?
Can you imagine Black Sabbath's trajectory with Michael Bolton?
Yeah. Okay, so he would have had 2 bands starting with Black. That would have been kind of cool.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. You know who was in after Blackjack? You know one of his early members when he went solo. Aldo Novo was in his first band. Now, I don't know how long that lasted. He would have been one of the guitar players. I don't know if he was in that Fool's Game video.
I
maybe?
did go through the list on their second album, Worlds Apart it's called.
Okay.
And
What?
pretty good.
Who, you mean the Blackjack one?
Blackjack. They had 2 albums. The first one is just their name, and the second one was called Worlds Apart.
Okay.
The Worlds Apart one, I liked all the songs.
I did not listen to any of those.
I was trying to see if I recognized any of them.
Right.
From that, I did not.
Yeah. And I actually didn't recognize it. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay was actually the very first song I remember hearing of his. It wasn't the first one released, and I don't remember Fool's Game or Wait for Love, whatever those songs were. So he's done a lot of cover songs. I don't want to do what you did in the Robert Palmer video, asking which one's a cover song, which one's not.
Oh, right, yeah.
But he has a lot of cover songs. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, Reach Out, I'll Be... Well, he even Timeless, the classics, completely cover songs. So that's probably where 3 of the famous ones are.
Right. He wrote 2 songs that went big for other people.
Yes, so maybe that's why people hate him.
All right, so he wrote the song "I Found Someone."
For sure.
Somebody else sang it first.
Oh,
but
okay.
It didn't go as well, and he put it out, and Cher did it, and it took off. He also did.
You can blame Michael Bolton for her resurgence, which is why people don't like him.
Yeah. Now he did. He wrote "How Am I Supposed to Live Without You," and that was sung
For
by
Laura
Laura
Branigan.
Branigan, who did "Gloria"
And
and
it-
"Self-Control."
It went up to number 12.
Right.
And then when he redid it, his went up to number 1.
Yeah. So. Also, one of his songs, I don't remember which one. Maybe it's that one. No, it wasn't that one. It was another one. Isley Brothers sued him over it because.
Yes.
Remember what the title of that song
That was Love is a Wonderful Thing.
Oh yeah.
And it was the biggest lawsuit ever.
Yeah. So
he
had
actually had to
pay 4.2. But I guess he had another lawsuit and he won about the same amount.
It didn't say what that was.
So just cancel each other out.
No, it probably did not. Not if that was the biggest monetary.
Oh,
Of course, I mean, and the judge said every single royalty you got for the song is theirs. So he had to give everything for that song, which is, again, how do you prove that?
Yeah, I don't know.
At the very least, 50-50, you can't see, the whole thing's theirs. All right, Kenny G is not his brother.
Kenny G was on How Am I Supposed to Live Without You. He played on it.
You didn't realize that, did you?
Yeah, no, when I said
you said it was
last
a joke. And it's not a joke.
And here they were together.
No, I didn't look if there is any relation. Did he marry into the
He
family?
plays saxophone too. He knows how to
Whatever
play saxophone.
he does. That thing didn't look like a saxophone. He's got different instruments, and I don't know what they are. And his career took off shortly after Michael Bolton's. Like Songbird was what, 87, 88? That's the only song I remember with Kenny G.
He had a couple.
He did.
He was on The Masked Singer.
Yes.
And for one episode, because his voice is obvious, so they knew right away who it was.
He's been on it twice.
No. The first season he was on it. They knew as soon as he sang. I can't remember what he sung now. This is a rock song, but I can't remember the title now. But they knew it was obvious it was him, so they're all like, "Yes, Michael Bolton." So yeah. He was off the episode.
And why'd they bring him back for a second time if it's so obvious? So for those of you that watch the show, he was the skunk and the wolf.
Right. The wolf was the one they knew right away.
He also voiced a tiger in Teen Titans Go, the movie, in case you were into animated movies.
Oh, he sang a song too, didn't he, for that movie?
In that movie, yeah.
I thought he sang a song.
Yeah, but I don't remember what the song was. But he did sing another animated movie song, Go the Distance, from Hercules.
Right. That was his last hit.
Yeah, ranked.
Ranked
Did
hit.
it rank?
Yep, that was his last ranked hit.
He sang a song on SNL. Okay, so later in his career, there was this, I forget what the group was called, some funny troupe that...
Oh, you're talking about Lonely Island Boys.
Well, there you go.
With Adam Sandberg.
Jack Sparrow is the song's
Yes,
title.
and they have a video of it where he wears several outfits, including Jack Sparrow's.
Yes. Because he had to try to be funny
Yes.
to make his career relevant again. I guess. He was, by the way, personally, he was, what do you call it, engaged to Nicolette Sheridan.
Right.
What's she famous for?
She's
She's been in movies, I know.
Yeah, she was Knots Landing, I thought I saw.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Another show too, but I can't think of what it was.
And it was rumored that he dated Terry Hatcher
Okay.
before she was on Lois and Clark.
Okay.
And she appeared in the video "Missing You Now," so that was obvious to me when she was in it.
Yeah.
He had longer hair than she did, and then
Yeah. His is curly and hers was straight. So.
right. What else? Okay.
Did he have any videos that
Nothing stood out.
he
to
was
me.
in every video? He was. They showed him singing in every video that he did. So
Yes. He not only so he wrote songs for other people. You
Right.
mentioned Laura Branigan, Cher. Some people wrote famous songs for him. Steel Bars. You know who that was written by?
I did read that.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah. He's one of the co-writers.
Co-writer, yes. And like who's that Warren? Diane Warren
Right.
wrote most of his songs. I think she actually helped Celine Dion, so there's a connection of why he's like her. Yeah, and I think that's all I have on him. Do you like Michael Bolton? Because I know, just personally in my life, I've already heard at least two people dig on them. Like, if you like Michael Bolton, you stink. Why he has a reputation like that, I don't know.
Yeah, he had some pretty good songs.
Yeah, at least 5 that I'm like, if I put this on, you would like it.
All right.
At least 5. But he had a lot of ballads, so that's why he's partially Celine Dion. He could be compared to Gloria Estefan too,
Okay.
right? So, okay, so which album would you buy?
Time, Love, and Tenderness?
Yes, you'll know once we get to our list. Time, Love, and Tenderness, which was his biggest selling album at the time, or of all time for him. He didn't have a big one after that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, so let's get to our top 10. Okay, so our honorable mentions. We have 3. 2 for me, 1 for you. And the 1 for you is a cover song. It's, and I did look this up. Reach Out, I'll Be There was the full title of that
Okay.
song.
Okay.
It wasn't just I'll Be There, which you would think it was, but no, it's Reach Out, I'll Be There. I forget who the original was. It Temptations?
I don't remember.
Four Tops.
I don't know if I even looked it up. I might not look it up.
Okay, so that's yours. So I don't believe
I love his version better.
Yes, I do too. I don't believe that any of our top 10, however, is a cover song. Unless you want to talk about the one he actually wrote for Laura Branigan and then redid. But can you call it a cover song when he wrote it? Right? Okay, my 2. Go the Distance, again, coming from Hercules. And
Does anybody remember any of the songs from Hercules?
no, I just...
Do you remember the plot of the movie?
No, and I can't remember who actually voiced Hercules, but I know James Woods voiced somebody.
Okay.
I think that was probably...
And he had the 3 background singers in the movie.
Yeah. I would say that was the last movie I actually did like it.
Okay.
After that, I don't think there was a Disney movie animated that I liked going forward. Okay, the other song I picked was Said I Loved You, But I Lied, which I like the title for one reason.
Like that.
It's not what you think it is.
Right. He's not saying he doesn't love her.
Right. Hey, I said I loved you, but I lied.
Yeah, what he's saying
How
is...
dare you?
Yeah, what he's saying is that love really doesn't cover it. It's much
Right,
more
it's
than
more than love, which is it's a neat way to...
Yeah.
When you see the song, you're like, hey, let's put this love song. What's it called? Said I loved you, but I lied. What?
You don't love me?
Okay, so that's the other one. All right.
Couldn't you tell I was being sarcastic?
I love you. Okay, number 10 comes from Soul Provider, which probably would be the next album I would do.
Yeah, but that sounds like... Well, I'm the sole provider of the home.
You're the only provider,
But the
correct.
soul is S-O-U-L.
And how do you provide?
So,
if you're a human,
that means he's
how do
God. You make the body, I'll provide the soul.
Right. So, anyways, that's the album. But the song is "How Am I Supposed to Live Without You," which I have at 9, you have at 11, and yes, I understand it's a feeling.
Yeah.
I can't go on.
What is she? Oxygen? Water? Food? If you leave, I'm gonna die. I mean, people feel that way.
Yes. It's a suicide song.
Yeah.
If you leave, I'm killing myself. Okay. Anyways, that's number 10. Number 9, coming from his early one when he changed his name. So the first album was Michael Bolton, and it took 8 years for him to get to album 3, which then was his new name, Michael Bolton.
Yeah, they called it something when they said he changed his name. They said it was Angelistic or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Angelistic? I don't know what the word was.
Anglicizing or something.
Or yeah, something like that. And I don't understand. I've never seen that term before.
Me neither. So I guess if you change your name, that's what you're doing? Or did he not legally change it as long as it was close? Can you do that?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. A lot of people put stage names
Yeah,
out.
well, we even have a friend we grew up with. His name was a Ukrainian name.
All right, yeah.
And now it sounds exactly the same, but the spelling is different.
Yes.
So I'm not going to tell you what it is. All right. Anyways, number 9 comes from Michael Bolton. And I had this way out there at 15. I understand it sounds pretty good, but I couldn't put all the songs we know above or below this one, so I didn't. You put it, however, at 5, and that's Fool's Game. And tell you what, you listen to it, doesn't sound like it should be a Michael Bolton song.
Okay.
It sounds like a rock band. I mean, the band could have named themselves.
Yeah, that's why I liked it, because it rocked.
Yes. I liked it too, but it was one of those things where the quality wasn't as polished, so maybe that's why I put it down there. Yes. So what is a fool's game? Is it love?
You would think of a game where you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Don't play. Don't bother playing it.
Right. But I think it's talking about relationship-wise, so...
So you start dating, it's a fool's game. You're gonna lose. Everybody sucks.
Okay, number 8, another one of his older ones, coming right after that album, I believe, From the Hunger. Wait on Love. You have this one 4. I have it at 14. So each of us notched it above Fool's Game. I can remember though how Fool's Game goes. I can't remember how this goes, but apparently I liked it better.
So this song is called The Hunger. The last song is called Fool's Game. If you did a song that was like a mix, would you call it The Hunger Games?
Yes. Why not? All right. That was number 8. Wait on Love. Number 7, coming from Soul Provider. Soul Provider. And I have this at 7. You have it at 10. And, you know, it sounds like it could have been peppier, but it actually is a slow song. Originally, I had this maybe at 2. And I'm like, re-listen to the songs and I dropped it out again.
It was one of as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with this song. So
Right. So yeah, again, we thought he doesn't have that many hits, does he? Yeah, he has quite a bit. Now he's, I would say his popularity more so in the 90s than the 80s. Like he was coming on in the 80s, but he really took off in the 90s. Because that's when Time, Love, and Tenderness is out. His biggest
I would say about his audience is that they're mostly women.
They're like, what do you use on your hair?
Yeah. If you think who looks like him, but he's like in literature. Fabio.
Fabian,
Like,
maybe.
Because Fabio's got the hair.
He
so
does,
it's like,
he does. Is that what he was trying to look
I
like?
don't know.
Because, yeah, I don't know that was completely a style for men.
Yeah, okay.
But he has short hair now. It's gray and short.
Yeah.
Just like Steve Winwood. He got rid of his long locks and now it's short too. Okay, and by the way, Soul Provider, I had a 7, you had a 10. I might have said that already. All right, now starting out with the good album. The one we ranked last in our chart. Number 6, Missing You Now. Both of us put this at 6. And that's the one with Terry Hatcher in it. And again, the video actually has some sort of story, right? And you definitely could tell it's pre-cell phone era.
Yeah. There's a payphone in there.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, but that comes from Time, Love, and Tenderness. We have 4 on our chart, and they're all in the top 6. This will be the last of those. Okay. Coming from The One Thing, which eventually became... Oh, wait, actually, that was a NXS song 10 years before this. The One Thing. Ain't got nothing if I ain't got you.
That is a lot of negative
Double negatives, yes. I have this at 5, you have it at 7.
Ain't got nothing means you got something.
Right.
If I ain't got you, let's see.
Don't try to figure it out, but yes, grammar teachers cringe all over the world.
Yeah. If I don't have you, that means I have something. Is that what it is?
Right. Ain't got nothing if I ain't got you. Is that your car over there? Yeah, but I don't have her. You got a car. Hey, how much you worth, Michael Bolton? Millions. But I ain't got nothing if I ain't got you. Okay, can I have the million then? If you're not gonna. All right. Number 4, coming from Time, Love, and Tenderness. My number 1. You put it down at 8. The title song of the CD, Time, Love, and Tenderness. And I would think Love and Tenderness are
About the same thing.
about the same thing, so they could have put something else in there. But at least time. Time heals all wounds. And love, obviously. Love's a wonderful thing. We'll find that out later. I don't know much about tenderness. Okay, but so Time, Love, and Tenderness. This is probably the one I've listened to most recently on my Spotify. I don't think I've listened to the others. This one is definitely on my Spotify list. Okay, that's why I put it at number 1 for me. Number 3, coming from Soul Provider. How'd that get in there? No, it's How Can We Be Lovers? Both of us put this at 3. The answer is...
Isn't there another song called like, or maybe I'm just thinking of the lyrics to this song. How can we be lovers if we can't be friends? Is that a thing, a song? Or?
I don't know. I'd have to look in...
Do you know what I'm saying? Have you heard that before?
Yeah, but there's probably a rewording of that we're
yeah.
not thinking of automatically. But how can we be lovers if we can't be friends? The answer is you're living in sin, obviously. The answer is a one-night stand. You're a lover and you're not a friend. Yeah. Let's not go any deeper there. Okay, coming to number 2. Your number 1. My number 4. And that's coming from Time, Love, and Tenderness. Love is a wonderful thing. Jay Giles would beg to differ.
Love stinks.
Yes.
So Def Leppard. Love fights.
That's right. So maybe to him it was. Okay? All right. Hate's good too if you hate the right things. So there you go. That's the song that he was sued about. And we're putting it at number 2. And I didn't listen to the Isley Brothers song. Can you find it? To see how similar. Judge said it was similar.
Yeah, you probably can. It's probably on YouTube. I'm
Okay.
sure.
So check that out. Tell us if you agree if the judge was right. So number 1. We already hit your number 1. My number 1, which neither made it to number 1. This is both our number 2s. Steel Bars, coming from Time, Love, and Tenderness. And again,
Yeah,
I think it's talking about a bionic man.
If you hear the title Steel Bars, you probably have no idea how it goes. Just go listen to it. You might recognize it.
Yes. And it's not about prison.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? Yes.
It's actually, unless you're talking about a prison for your heart, because the steel bars are wrapped around the heart, which is actually, I think it's a bionic song. So, but yeah, Blondie has a heart of glass. Michael Bolton has steel bars. We are in a simulation.
This is the Matrix.
Right. Okay, so that is our top 10 for Michael Bolton. I know we at least got the top 5 right. Because those are really the only good fast songs of his, right?
Alright, okay. So next week, we already mentioned who we're going to do next week,
Yes.
last week when we did the Culture Club. It's Lady Gaga's inspiration. Right? That's how I describe her.
Except she has had her hair long her whole career. She hasn't shortened her hair. And you know she's a woman. Right? You might not know Annie Lennox is a woman sometimes.
Yes.
Because she's trying to be David Bowie.
But she does say she needs a man, so.
Oh yeah, she does need a man. And she has a song with Aretha Franklin talking about being sisters. Yes, she's white and Aretha's black. They're sisters.
Well, sisters being women.
Right.
Yeah, so that song is about feminism, of course.
Right. Okay, so yeah, that's next week. Eurythmics and another Slash. Annie Lennox. She went solo again.
But and Dave Stewart, he had a couple hits we
Yeah.
put in there to
Okay.
see if they ranked.
And they were both in a band prior to that. But let's get to that next video. So next week, Eurythmics. And we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.